Before I get started, in today's topic, I'll ask some questions throughout. And if you like, you can answer them in the comments or later if you have any questions or want to leave a different comment, feel free to do so. And I'd like to, first of all, thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll get started. Today's topic is about the subtle art of reinventing yourself without losing who you are. Becoming new without faking it. Letting go without disappearing. Most people don't try to reinvent themselves because life is working. They start down the road because something deep inside of them is whispering, this isn't me anymore, or even, this was never me. It might be stress, burnout, heartbreak, emptiness, or just that quiet ache for something more, something real in their life. And whether you already begun the process of rebuilding your life, or you're just thinking about it, one thing's for sure, change doesn't happen overnight. But it can happen if you slow down, strip away the noise, and start being honest with yourself. There is a subtle art to starting over. Quiet process of being you and not something else. A reinvention not through pretending, but through remember who you were before the world told you who to be. So I'd like to get started with part one. Why we dream of a new chapter. Let's be honest with ourselves. Most people don't think about reinventing themselves unless something feels broken in their life. They're tired of pretending, tired of the grind, tired of being who everyone else expects them to be. So they start asking the hard questions. What if I walked away from all this? What if I made a change that actually mattered to me? If you already started changing your life, you know that feeling. And if you're still thinking about it, maybe that's what has brought you here today. So question one I would like to ask is, what was the first moment you realized I needed a new chapter? And if you're still planning, what are you hoping to leave behind or gain? Part two, the illusion of starting fresh. We all like the idea of wiping the slate clean. A new place, new routine, new identity. But that's not how it works. If you don't face your old self, you just drag it into your new life. You can change your job, your location, your circle, but your wounds, your habits, your fears, they'll follow you wherever you go. That's why reinvention isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming honest with your true self. So question two, have you ever tried to start over only to realize you brought all your problems with you? Part three, shedding the old you gently. You don't need to throw yourself away to grow. You just need to stop clinging to things that no longer belongs to you. Sometimes it's people's expectations, sometimes it's anger, shame, or problems and stuff that you faced 10 years ago. Real change starts when you stop performing. Stop trying to please. Stop playing roles you never chose to live. But be careful. A lot of people don't heal, they just hide. They pretend to change when really they're just wearing a new mask. Real reinvention is quiet, it's uncomfortable, it's honest. So question three, what part of your old self you know you need to let go, even if it's still familiar and comfortable to you? Part four, the freedom of being unknown. There's something powerful about wiping away your reputation. No one knows your story. No one expects anything from you. You don't have to explain or defend or prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to define yourself again, or maybe or maybe it's for the first time. That kind of freedom is rare. It strips away the performance, it resets your ego, and it makes space for your truth. So question 4, how would you act if no one knew your past, and if you didn't feel like you had to explain yourself anymore? Part 5, the line between reinventing yourself and performing. Here's where people go wrong. They confuse reinvention with performance. They go from one fake version of themselves to another. They used to be quiet and unsure about themselves. Now they're loud and performative. But they're still wearing a mask. It's still just ego. It's not growth. It's just rebranding and not the truth. Real transformation feels raw. You'll doubt yourself. You'll become lonely at some times. But that's how you know it's real. So question 5, are you building a new version of yourself, or are you just rehearsing a new role? Part 6, letting go without losing yourself. Sometimes we throw away too much. We think, I have to let it all go to be free. But that's not freedom. That's floating with no direction. You don't need to erase all your past. You need to sort through it. Keep the gold and burn the trash. You don't need to abandon your values, your culture, your beliefs, only the way that was never yours to begin with. So question 6, what's something you're choosing to keep even if the world says let it go? Part 7, build a life that matches the real you. You got to build the life that reflects your soul, not someone else's ideas of success. Not what gets likes, not what looks good on paper. If you're quiet, build a quiet life. If you're creative, make space to create. If you're spiritual, stop living like a machine. Live in alignment and not in reaction. So question 7, what kind of life would you actually bring you peace and not just approval? Part 8, daily anchors, not just habits. You don't reinvent yourself with big dramatic moves. You do it with small acts of daily honesty. A breath, a journal, a walk, a conversation that you don't avoid. Those tiny moments stack. They become a foundation. They remind you who you are when no one is watching. So question 8, what is one small thing you do or want to start doing that makes you feel grounded in your truth? Part 9, 2 types of people in this transition. There are 2 types of people who try to change their lives. The mask wearer, loud, performative, always needing attention. The grounded one, quiet, real, and present. One builds noise, and the other builds peace. Pardon me. One needs constant validations, the other needs none. You can feel it in the way they move. You can feel it in the way that they treat people. So question 9, which one are you becoming? What's one thing is holding you back from becoming your better version of yourself? You gotta understand, if becoming a very better version of yourself was actually easy, then everybody would be doing it. It takes hard work and effort to make changes over time. 10. Final reflections. You're not starting over. You're remembering. You're not here to become someone else. You're here to remember who you were before the world taught you to pretend. You're not lost. You're just finally in the process of becoming real. This isn't reinvention for show. This is transformation from the soul outward. So let go of the image. Let the old way fall. Let the real you rise. So my final question is, if all the pretending stopped today, who will be standing there? And if you are ready to live as that person and removing all the mask. So like that, I'd like to end the video, and thanks everybody for watching. Please leave any questions or comments down below. Until the next time, please take care.